All right, we're going to call this meeting of the best Rotary Club to order. We have an invocation. Carl, are you invocating?
Fellow Rotarians, dear Lord, thank you for the privilege of calling Sedro Woolley home, a place where neighbors still look out for one another and where laughter echoes and where ordinary people accomplish extraordinary things. Thank you to each Rotarian for their vision, along with their hands and resources that have built this amazing community. In the fellowship of Rotary, service above self is not just a motto, it's our way of life. Bless us each today and every day to continue on. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And Bill McCann said that he's turned the song duties over to David Bricka.
Yes,
Take it away.
he has, and he has requested that we do song number 7 on your song sheets. You're a grand old flag. You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true under red, white, and blue, where there's never a boast or brag. Should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the grand old flag.
Outstanding. Thank you, David. That was a good choice. Do we have any visiting Rotarians besides Ken Van Loo? Ha 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 ha. That's what you get. Any guests of Rotarians? No guests. All right, we're going to move right into club business announcements. Yulia, would you like to do anniversaries right off the get-go?
Not loud enough, apparently. He told me. All right, I'm looking for Chad. I see Daryl. Oh, well, that makes it easy. And we've got Chad and Sherilyn.
Hello. So Sherry and I will be celebrating our 12th anniversary on January 25th. We're blessed. We have 2 sons. We have a 3.5-year-old grandson, and we'll be welcoming another daughter-in-law to the family this summer.
Take it to Sherry, please. She's working really hard. Thank you. And we have another representative today. And Daryl, would you kindly say a couple words?
I apologize. My wife was coming, didn't feel very well, so decided to stay home. We're going to be celebrating our 57th anniversary on the 20th, next Tuesday. And I've told you before, but we have a huge family, and it's continuing to grow.
Well, I hope the rose make her feel even better and she'll recover very soon. Thank you. Well, we're going to attempt something today because we have one more representative, and that would be Frank Wagner, and he is online, and he agreed to say a few words. Sorry, the rose will have to be virtual, but are you able to hear us, Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
He's in between meetings today all day.
Yeah, I'm between meetings, and Rachel's at work at the Postal Service out in La Conner, where she's been for 20 plus years.
Okay, well, there we go. Now he's muted. We'll play that game for a while.
Can you hear me?
Your microphone's not working, Frank.
Oh.
Well, guess what? I'll say a couple words in between. So Frank and Rachel, They're celebrating their anniversary tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day for them.
Can you hear me now?
We're waiting with bated breath.
How about giving us a thumbs up if you're still married and gonna stay married? There we go. Great words from the fire chief. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Happy anniversary to all our anniversary couples. January is a good month.
All right, thank you. Our next, moving into announcements, our very own Mary Crandall was sworn in as the Honorable Superior Court Judge Mary Crandall on the 13th. When you get a chance to see Mary, please give her a congratulations. She's online. Yep, the Honorable. Yes. Is she muted or unmuted or would like to say?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. I think she already gave her a thumbs up right from the beginning. All right, we're having technical difficulties on our end, your honorable judgeship, but congratulations. All right. Let's see. Today we're doing the stocking at the food pantry at the high school and stopping by State Street High School. Anybody's invited. I'm going to go do it. But if you're interested and want to come along, feel free. We're still on target for doing a 5th Thursday bingo and pizza right here on the 29th. So keep that in mind, and we should have a good time. Been a lot of emails back and forth with the team captains to get your live auction items. I think Sam had the best response. I just made a command decision, and this is what we're going to do, and you need to give me money. We concur wholeheartedly with that. Aldi, you might want to consider that as an option as well. And got it. You're having a meeting. We're gonna have a team meeting with each team here at a breakout during our program today. And Nick, I'm not even going to talk about you. You got it handled. Let's see. So our in-person auction meetings at one regular meeting a month. We're going to have our meeting today, and the next one is on February 5th, talking about bringing in silent auction items for photos and making sure they're documented. So we're trying to get to the point we are way ahead of, or did we shift? No, we're good. We're good. Got it. Got it. Okay. And let's see. Crystal Ball Committee meeting with Mike Moser right after the regular meeting. So if you're not sure if you're on the Crystal Ball Committee, we have Pat Eason, Aldi, Mark Nielsen, Frank Wagner, Julia Johnson, Bill McCann, Chad Paulson, Eric Johnson, and Ruth. So whoever can make that afterwards, if you can meet with Mike afterwards. And any other announcements or club business from the floor? Phil, which team? Team November. Team November is going to meet right after. We're going to meet during, each team's going to be able to meet during the program. So we're good to go there. And anything else?
Yeah, can we try Frank one more time? Frank?
There he is.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
I just wanted to say my wife has endured me for 32 plus years, 27-year anniversary tomorrow. She's unable to make it, nor was I today. I'm sorry. But I am taking her to Mexico next week to warm up. We do have two beautiful daughters. One that's at Western doing her student teaching right now, hoping to get into special education teaching. The other one just bought a house from Chad out at Clear Lake next to him and Sherry with our beautiful 16-month-old grandson. So, and a ton of foster children and grandkids that we raised as well. So, amazing woman to put up with me that many years, but I told her she has 50 years commitment, so she's got 23 left.
All right, congratulations, Frank. Thank you. And with that, do we have a raffle? We got a raffle.
Have a raffle. So the very first number that's drawn, we've had this in our lockbox over here for a while. It's a $50 gift card to Forte Artisan Chocolate in Mount Vernon. So whoever gets the first number here, it is number 21. Oh, there you go. You're very welcome. We have 55.
Nope.
Eric Johnson or Julia, was that yours? Good choice. Next number is 48. Somebody should have it. Tim. I can get dizzy. $25 cash. Okay, and we'll do one more. Number 41. Mark Vin with the win. It's no Bledsoe brothers, but that's pretty good. Sedro Woolley Auto Parts.
All right.
Put that right here, Mark. All right.
And you're up.
Sergeant at Arms time?
Yep. Sergeant at Arms time.
Okay, so you may know there's a pretty important football game on Saturday night. So I decided to do a little Seahawk trivia for everybody. See, these are 7 out of 10 tough, so hopefully have a little luck there. We'll start right here. Feel free to help them out, you guys. Who was the first ever first-round draft pick of the Seattle Seahawks? Oh, by the way, $1 piece if you get it right, $2 if you don't. I'll even tell you where he went to college. He went to Notre Dame. Any guess? Steve Niehaus. Okay, so the Seahawks' first season was 1976. They finished with a 2-12 record. What was the first year they had a winning record? $1 if someone gets it right, $2 if you don't. Anybody just got a guess? Is that your official guess? 1 year off. It was 1978. Oh, we got football fans over here. Oh. Okay. Derek Thomas set an NFL record by sacking Seattle QB Dave Craig. How many times in one game? Is that the guess? 7. Still standing record. All right, let's see. I'm doing good. I'm making money for the club, so that's. Sean Alexander is the Seahawks all-time leading rusher. Who has the second most yards? Marshawn's actually 4th. That's Chris Warren, who had 1 more yard than Kurt Warner. Marshawn is 4th, and Russell Wilson's actually 5th. All right, we got a ringer. So I better find a tough one. Okay. Who holds the Seahawk team record for the most field goals attempted ever? In a career. Think back. You're definitely gonna know him when I say it. When I say it, you'll definitely know who I'm talking about. Anything? All right, it's Norm Johnson. All right, well, I guess those were tougher than I thought, but
Happy Bucks? Do we got any happy bucks? Oh, Louis.
I got a happy buck for my grandson, Mason. I got his Gonzaga shirt on that he gave me for Christmas. But his first semester, he's taking pre-law at Gonzaga's. He was upset because he got an A- in history, but he did make the dean's list, so he's doing good.
All right, any more happy bucks?
I got a happy 20 because I'm not here very often, so I figure I owe you 20 anyways, and I might as well be happy about it. So here I am happy. 5 months until I retire.
nice.
There we go.
I'm really happy that I get to talk to my mom every day. I'm so grateful for the technology that we have. We meet on video every day. At the smartest suggestion of my husband, I didn't think we could pull it off. But then ever since I came back from Russia in May. So it's been almost half a year now, and she's happier than ever. And I think it was just a remarkable trip that I was able to make. I'm super grateful. Thank you.
And I only know 3 words in Russia. Я тебя люблю. That means I love you in Russian. And I say that to my mother-in-law, and she thinks I'm an angel. I've got her fooled.
All right, if that's it.
I'll go ahead and throw it in since we didn't have very many. I'm pretty thankful. I was recently elected to a board position on the Northwest MLS. I'm actually going to be representing all the real estate agents in Whatcom, Skagit, Island, and San Juan County on the board.
All right, with that, if we have any early leavers, if you drop off a couple bucks, and our program today, Ruth, are you ready? There we go.
All right. Well, thank you for having me back again and not kicking me out of the auction chair space. Oh, wait. So our friend Christine Kilcup has just finished the postcard. This is not exactly what it looks like because I adjusted it for the PowerPoint presentation today, but you can see that we have some artwork that was generously shared by the Sedro Woolley Museum. We appreciate Joe Ellen doing that. And here's the date and the times of the doors opening. And Danny is working hard to get the auction website activated. She's got it activated and just a few more things. So by the time the postcards go out at the end of the week and you get them in your mailbox, it should work and we'll have tickets available. Buy early, buy often. Encourage your friends. We also ordered 200 extra postcards. We have a lot of people who we need to invite. And that first and foremost, we need to really work together as a club to invite people who are willing to spend money. It shouldn't be on us to donate the items and then spend our money to buy the items. We need to invite those in our community who are supportive of our projects so they can help us financially. So I just want to put that out there. If you want a postcard to send to a friend, to a business colleague, please let us know. I'm happy to get those to you as soon as we get the extras, which should be next week or the week after. All right. So just wanted to do a quick overview of our projected revenue again. So we're hoping to get $60,000 in sponsors. Tomas and John are working on that. Again, if you have any leads, if your business wants to be a Rotary auction sponsor, they can get you a packet of information, and we would love to have that completed soon so we know how many sponsors we have, and it gives us time to gather their advertising and get the information to them for how that formatting should go this year. We had some formatting issues last year with the advertisement. They had people interpret the way we say things a little differently, right? Quarter page to some people means something different to others. So we want to make sure that everyone sends us the advertising for the brochure in the correct format so it flows and is easier for the page design. Dessert Dash. We're hoping to have at least 28 tables. We would really like to have the full 32 that we have available. So again, another reason why we want to sell as many auction dinner tickets as we can, because the more tables we have, then that means we bring more in on all of the items where we're trying to sell Dessert Dash tickets. We sell more of the Best of Live. We sell more of the silent auction items. It helps. The more people who are there, the more people who will buy those items, and it really helps the bottom line. So the dinner tickets, the goal is 280, but we would love to sell 320. So keep that in mind. Scholarships, we gave out $50,000 this last year, so we'd really like to make sure that we raise as many of those dollars at our auction as possible. We're very fortunate. We've had Brock and Kyle do the race on the 4th of July, and those dollars have helped with the scholarship monies as well, but we can't always depend on that either. So we need to make sure that we do our best to get those. The literacy, that's just the Raise the Paddle to help fund literacy needs. Scholarships, same thing. We're used to that. Live auction items. So we'll get to this a little bit more in the next few slides, but counting the 12 auction items from each team, we also have 12 returning auction items from previous years. That's 24 live auction items. So if you divide $40,000 by 24, that kind of tells you the average, right? But we want a good mix of live auction items. We want some that'll go for 1,000. We want some that'll go for a few thousand. So when you're discussing this as a team, think of that if you can. But also, if you have other items outside of the team donations that you think would be good live auction items, please let me know, because I'm also putting those together in the write-ups. Let's see. John Janicki said that he thinks we should have a raise the paddle just for general donations instead of just scholarships. So we're going to try that, give it a try. We'll see how it goes. Silent auction items. So I wanted to just break it down. So if our goal is to raise around $25,000 from the silent auction, if each Rotarian, we have 91 active members right now. I don't know if you know that, 91 active members. So if you divide the 25,000 and if each of us brought in 3 items, then each of those 3 items would need to bring about $92 each in order to raise the 25,000. Now, if 91 of us brought in 2 items each, then each of those items would need to bring on average around $137. So just keep that in mind when you're going out and procuring items to donate. We really need them to bring in on average probably around $100 each. It would be great if we have some items that are more than that, so we can kind of offset the ones that don't bring in that much. So, and then credit card fees, you guys, it's always great if you're buying your tickets to donate the fees. That really helps us offset that cost. And then of course, we talked about this before. There's a little confusion. We're going to do 2 large raffle items, not 4. I think that's going to be a little bit easier for Danny's team to manage and for us to have enough Rotarians to manage it. I'm going to go buy something. I'd love some ideas. And then we'll sell about 150, we're hoping, if not more, at $25 each for those 2. So it'll just be an additional raffle to the flower basket raffle that Carl will still do. And Carl's doing the flower baskets, and I'm sure he has that well in hand. So just to let you know, these are the items that we have returning this year. As far as I know, I sent out an email and I tried not to miss any emails. So if there's something on here that you're not going to do this year, please let me know after the meeting or send me an email. That would be the best thing. And just let me know. A year of flowers. I'm really excited. We're going to offer 2 Rotary work parties again this year. We have bourbon tasting, sailing adventure, Fifth Avenue Theater, gun range adventures, fly fishing getaway. I don't think that Mark said no on that, so we'll say yes, right? Yes. And logging adventure with Mike. He never checks his email, so that might be not happening, but we'll make him do it. Jared Couch is really great about donating a grill every year, and then last year we had various Rotarians who also chipped in some really neat meat packages in order to make that a whole thing. So it was really well received. Josh has already got LeConner Seafood and Prime Rib on for the dinner for 10. Travis is going to kick in 2 Skagit River fishing trips. And Mike and John Janicki, they are going to have the chainsaw carvers who are at the auction donate those, and we'll auction those off that evening as well. So those are the items that we have that we know about. So not a lot. So 24 items, that's not enough to raise what we need to raise. So if you have any other ideas, please, please, please let me know. So right now what I want to do is all the teams in green are the ones who have responded to Lynn's email with ideas. And I just wanted to quickly go through those ideas. Team July, you may or may not know, you're doing a Seahawks package, and that's not just tickets, but it's also a hotel package, food, that sort of thing. Christine is not able to be here today, but she has emailed you, and you will be getting more information there. Team October, murder mystery dinner. Sam Stormont has arranged this, and she's got almost everyone even paid for it already. So great job, Sam. Chad Paulson, his team January, they're doing a weekend in LeConner. Team May, they're doing summer barbecue and party on Clear Lake at Todd and Anna Wright's house. And then Team August is doing a Seattle sports package. So right now what I'd like to do, and I know that we don't move around a lot as Rotarians, but I want each of the teams to get together quickly. And even if you have an idea, I want you to use the next 5 minutes to kind of think about what you're going to do. And if you don't have an idea, here's some for you. So have at it. I need you guys to come up with something and email it to Lynn and I so we know what's going on. So take the next 5 minutes. At 12:50, we'll come back and we'll hear some more. Okay, I gave you 3 extra minutes. 3 extra minutes. So let's all right, so team captains or representatives of team captains, if your captain's not here, please email what you guys came up with, even if it's still kind of in draft form, to Lynn and I, because we have a list going. And I heard some great ideas out there, so I'm really excited to see your emails. Okay, so we're going to move on to the auction expense items. So this is something that I always like to share because I want you guys to know what we're spending money on. So our venue has been reserved for May 8th. If you can't hear me, that's probably because you're talking. They don't care. They're just going to keep talking. Thank you, President Lynn. Thank you. I think that's really nice to be able to get together in person and chat, even if it's for a few minutes. I really like how we're doing this at the meetings this year because it's giving everyone a chance to talk because it's so hard for people to make evening meetings anymore. I'm really excited. I heard some really great ideas. So I just wanted to go over the expense item budget, what we are looking at spending so far. These are all estimates. As the actuals come in, we'll know more, but I just wanted to give you guys an overview of what we spend money on. So of course, renting St. Joe's is around $5,000. Lift tax to save the postcards and postage is around $450. State liquor license is around $75. The Pacific Party canopies, it'll be less than that this year because I was looking back and we did rent the linens from them last year, but we're going with a different vendor this year for the linen, so that'll save us a bit of money there. We pay the Sedro Woolley volleyball team to come and help that night, and they are absolutely amazing because they help for hours, and it's not even minimum wage for the girls who are doing this. So we're kind of fortunate to have that many kids show up and their coaches. And they really help with the catering, the serving and stuff, as well as cleanup afterwards. We also pay about $21,000 for the catering and pizza. We get away cheap there for the kids. It's a couple $100. We have $3,000 set aside for table linen rentals, $2,500 for flower arrangements, $1,200 for table decorations. Joellen's hoping to spend less, but we wanted to make sure we had enough budgeted. The auctioneer, it's funny because he always is like, oh, I'm donating. I love to donate my time. And I thought, oh, he donates his time. He doesn't. He just gives us a very reduced rate. So something good to keep in mind in case anyone ever takes over, because my first year I was like, wow, I got an invoice. I thought he was free. Let's see, auctioneer's assistant, if he brings one, that's $250. Yes. Yeah, and I think we need to have a helper. And then alcohol, last year we spent a little less than 2,500, so I put a little in for inflation, but I think we bought a little too much. Is Nick still here? I don't know. Oh, Nick, hey, you're right in front of me. So, I mean, he has this dialed in. So if you have any suggestions or disagreements, talk to Nick because he loves hearing ideas. Okay, so sound system, Chris Rothenbuehler's in charge of this. I bumped it up a little bit. We're hoping to, last year was the first year we had worked with the sound engineers, so we're hoping to dial that in, have a little bit better. One of the biggest things is people are really loud during events like this, and you can't really tell them to shut up, right? You can't say, you people are being loud and you're having too much fun. So it's, as people are drinking more and more and more, they're louder and louder and louder. So I told Chris, we need to make sure that we talk to the sound engineers and make sure that as the night progresses that we have Rotarians that know if they can't hear to go and let her know so she can be the point of contact and let them know that a specific speaker isn't loud enough or it's too loud. Carl. We are paying for all the extra speakers in there because their sound system it doesn't cover it. That would be something the board could talk about with Sarah Rutherford, I'm sure. So it's $5,000. Yeah. Yeah. So something to talk about. Yeah. Let's see. Lift text, the auction booklets, that's around $1,450. One idea that we saw at an auction that we went to was instead of having a separate cost for big cards on the back cover page of the auction booklet, they actually put the raffle bidder number as part of the booklet. And I really think that's a great idea because then you get the booklet and that's your bidder card too. So as you walk in and check in, here's number 152, and you get your booklet, and that's also your bidder card. So something we can look at because every penny we can save is something that we can use for projects. Okay, and now I'd like to invite, I guess, Joellen, because Tiffany was like, nope, I am not speaking in public. Is that what happened? I'm assuming that's what happened. She was like, never mind, I don't want to do this. Come on up, Joellen.
Tiffany's studying for a test that she has to take tomorrow in Bellevue. So we'll all be wishing her good luck to that. It's just really simple. We met with Travis and we're going to try and bring his Timber Town tribute to life. He really wanted to pay homage to fellow Rotarians and businesses and everyone who has made a difference in our community and made it what it is today. So that's what we're going to be doing. You'll see a lot of vintage photographs, some of which will be for sale during that time. And think hickory shirts, think the, what are those called? Suspenders from Woods Logging. Yeah, everything that you can think of. If you want to dress that up, please go right ahead. But if you want to dress it down, you can do that as well. But that's pretty much the sum of it that we'll be bringing to life. Any questions?
And Joellen, did you I know you said woods logging. Did we mention the idea about the suspenders? I mean, Brian said it was happening. So Brian Ammons, he's managing woods logging now, and he said he is willing to bring suspenders the logging suspenders. I don't know. Is that what they're called? I don't know. I'm not a logger person. So Sam's laughing at me right now, but he's going to bring them and donate them to the club at cost. And then whatever, if we can sell them at $20 a pair, then we get to keep the extra money. And then whatever doesn't sell, he'll just take back to the store. So we wouldn't lose any money. And I thought that was a great idea and an easy way to raise some money. So Danny might kill us. Danny's going to kill us, but we'll have to have another clipboard with another volunteer. So we're getting up to the point of we have some good ideas to make some good money, but every good idea takes a Rotarian. So just keep that in mind. I just wanted to show you again the configuration because I want you to see we do have 32 tables available in this space. So the more people we can invite, the better. And the more people we can invite early, the better. The more sponsors we have, the better. It's just better all the way around. Obviously, we don't have the jail this year. So where the jail was last year, we're going to have the almost live. The gift certificates will be back in the back. The audio visual tables will be back in the back corner. This will be where the silent auction items are for the most part. Back here is the little room with the staging area for the volunteers. We'll have the hanging baskets up front again so people can see those. And we'll have the dessert dash in the front right area again. And we'll hear more about the dessert dash in March. And then out front, we'll have the warming tables and they'll be separated by a curtain. And then we'll have another bar out front, kind of in the same area as where the bathrooms are, and then the registration table there. So we have 113 days until the auction. And to those of you who've never been, who all in here has been an auction chair in the past? Because I know there's a lot of you. So you know 113 days, it goes by really quickly in the spring, right? So I just wanted to put that up there because 113 days, that by the next time we talk about that, it'll be under 100 days, right? So February, we'll be talking more about silent auction items. I don't know what to do there. Can you click back on there? I don't know why it does that. Okay. February, we'll be talking silent auction items. March, we'll be talking dessert dash. April's a really busy month. So the program has to go to the printer and the auctioneer has to be prepped. So that's one of the reasons we're trying to start early is because I'm busy. I work a lot of hours already on my real job. So this is the side job, right? So I need to have all the live auction items. I need to have those early enough that I can write up descriptions. And I reminded the team captains, but for every silent auction item, live auction item, we also need the slips for Danny to register in the system. We didn't get that last year and it caused some issues. May 7th, just another reminder. I'll keep reminding everyone about this until you're probably sick of it. There's no luncheon, but that evening we will be meeting and having a work party. That was Sheena Burns's idea, and I really appreciate that because it's really hard to do two things, I think. But if you know you can work through lunch and get out of the office early, it's a little bit more doable sometimes. And then May 8th is the culmination of preparation. And this really is something that Tom Pasma said to me and that Mark Venn actually said a couple of years ago. That auction night, it should be easy. Auction night, if you're well prepared and everything has been thought out in advance, we should all get to have a lot of fun. And just because it's our auction doesn't mean that the auction chair should be running around stressed out or answering 5 million questions. We want every question that you can think of asked before that night starts. So if you're in a committee chair, if you're someone that volunteers with one of the committees, the Best of Live or the Flower Basket, like talk to each other, get that all sorted out. If you're in charge of catering, talk to the caterer. It's the more prepared we are going into this event, the easier it'll be. And I want us to all have fun. That's something that we've talked about as a board a lot is we want Rotary to be fun again, and we want our auction to be fun. That's why people want to come to our auction, is because it's fun. And we want to bring that back. And I think that's one thing. Our auction is a lot of fun compared to some of the others. And I want to keep that up. So that's just the number one thing I want us to keep in mind is what can we do during this auction to welcome our guests who are spending a lot of money and have them have fun. So questions, comments, ideas? Danny, I'm sorry. I love you. Love you.
All of your items. Last year, there were several items that had gift cards or things that went with them, but I did not have those items. So then I was tracking them down after the fact, after the event. And one, that doesn't make me feel good to put that in an event if I don't know for sure we have that. And two, I don't have time to track down those items after the event. I put together an envelope for every live item and I give that to the person who purchases it. And I want everything to, all the information for contact, all certificates, all money to be in that envelope the night of. So I need that in advance. Thank you.
Any other committee chairs, folks? Okay, Louis.
Ruth, you mentioned two things on the live auction items. One of them was to get them in early so you can write it up. What was the other thing you had to say?
I don't remember. I had two things. Live auction items. You need to turn in a slip and you need to try to get them in as soon as possible because I'm writing up the descriptions for the book. I don't know if I said anything else brilliant. You know, when you're speaking in public and you kind of blank out and you don't remember what you said, that's me every Rotary meeting. So. Oh, I am so glad you asked that. So Kyle moved offices and we don't have the same little room that we have had for years. So we need a space for the silent auction items that is easily accessible on that Thursday night or Friday morning. So if you have any ideas, please do let us know as soon as possible because we will start getting, I think they've already started getting some items in at Styles and Lear. So it would be great to have that sorted out. So if you have any ideas, we have the storage locker out at the place, but I hate to put anything else in there because it tends to get very cluttered and very full, and it's sort of in the elements and it's not heated. I just don't think that's a safe place for auction items. And if it got broken into, it would be problematic. So if you have any ideas, I'll try to remember to send that out in an email recap after this too. Anything else that you can think of? We've got 5 minutes. This is great discussion because I want to make sure. Yes? Okay. Anything else? Anything? Anyone? Bueller? Oh,
So Ruth,
Mark. I know that I'm hoping that you are the leader of that group of amazing people. Mar- Thanks, Mark. You're the best.
so Ruth,
Yes.
I don't know if this idea had come up before, if you guys have already decided against it, but what about a quick carve during the auction and auction off that quick carve item? I don't know what the logistics would be to be able to do that.
I think that John and Mike are working on something with the carvers, and those are going to be auctioned off as part of the live auction because they're going to be big from what I understand. I don't know that they've mentioned this at all to St. Joseph's, and Kyle is sworn to secrecy. So we are just going to beg for forgiveness and not ask for permission is how I'm assuming this is going.
As far as a quick carve, let's make sure we have the loudest chainsaw possible.
Right? That would be
I'm kidding.
amazing.
With the electric chainsaws that they have, we could actually do that on the stage, maybe.
I am going to leave that to John and Mike because it's their sister who is the principal of that school, and I am not even going to ask Sarah because she'll kill me. So, Louis.
In years past, we used to have more spotters.
Oh, yes. Okay. So last year was a cluster because Mike at the last minute ended up having to be an MC. You can't see Tom. Tom doesn't, the auctioneer, if you don't know, is Tom Pasma. He doesn't like being up on the stage. We need someone who is very familiar with the auction items, who will study it and who is willing to not sit with their spouse and their guests and be up on stage. We need someone who is going to be able to direct and perhaps bring our audience back in if they're getting a little out of hand, but do it nicely in a way that doesn't suck the fun out. So if you have nominations, Carrie's already doing it, but she is more of a auctions helper and she helps discuss things. So we need someone that's going to be perhaps a little, oh, do I see some fingers pointing to Carl DeJong?
Ruth?
Okay, so, but keep that in mind. We just need someone that's going to be fun. You know, who used to do a good job was Rod Hall. I wonder if he would be willing to do it again. Okay, because he was really good at it. He kept it fun and he needs some freaking makeup meetings.
Ruth?
Right?
Ruth, we need, when getting back to the spotters, we need to get spotters that, because I remember they used to egg on people and you used to compete between spotters.
Yeah.
And so, and it worked really well. And the other thing, that I want to mention, at one of our orientation meetings, you brought up the point of when we do the scholarship,
Mm-hmm.
that instead of going around and asking who wants to do $50 or $100, that they just say, if anybody wants to do $500, put your hand up in your paddle.
Yeah.
You had mentioned that you saw that
Yeah, we
happen.
saw it at the Burlington auction. Actually, they said, remember, Lynn, they had people raise their hand with however many, like 100. They did 100. And so people would be like, for 1,000, and then they'd raise it again for another 1,000. And it was a lot quicker. So that's something to keep in mind if we're trying to we want donations coming in, but we also don't want to spend all night. And it's really important that we remind Tom as well to slow down, because as he is reading off and this is something good for, I think, all of us to know, because I didn't know it before working with Danny and having my kids, they help with the writing up front. It is really hard to write down accurately all of the auction bidder numbers as those scholarship numbers are coming in fast and furiously, and especially when the amounts are changing. So we need to come up with some system that makes it easier for them to say, okay, bidder number 155, 500, bidder number 167, 600, something, it has to be really, really clear, because there's 3 people writing the numbers up front and they all have to correspond. So Danny, when she bills people, she looks at all 3 of those to make sure they all line up.
So, excuse me, I had a question about if you put the numbers on the back of the booklet, are they going to be big enough to read from the stage?
They take up the entire back end. They would be as big as a big card. I think they were easy to read. That is true.
So we got a lot of things getting
Yep.
in the weeds. So lots of good ideas. Ruth has an email that works all the time. So if you have an email that you have a brilliant idea, send it to me or Ruth. And actually, I did have a brilliant idea while we were standing here. If anybody turns in a live auction item without the things that Danny asked for, we can actually put your name in the running for being either a auction chair or the person who does the check-in. So just keep that in mind. We have options here. Thank you, Ruth, for keeping us on task. And remember, we have a crystal ball meeting after this. So those that are, do you want to meet right here, Mike? Right here. So make sure you help clean up. And with that, I haven't rang the bell yet. Geez.